Okay, we are live. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the show. This is Alan on Riverwood, aka AOR. Tonight, we're continuing the survival journey on Olympus. Just taking things slow. Not going to rush to our death, nothing too crazy. We are building out the homestead, surviving the storms, doing some hunting, fishing, of course, as you know already, especially if you've been following this series. And just kind of see where the world of Olympus takes us tonight. I really want this series to feel a bit more immersive and lived in. I don't want it to feel kind of chaotic and loud. Not rushing from objective to objective. I think that would be pretty important for what I'm trying to capture here. So we're focusing a lot on the atmosphere, progression, and just enjoying the survival experience. So go ahead, grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's survive another night here on Icarus. Can you give me an audio check when you have a second? Hope your guys' day is going well. I am currently up pretty far north. Let me show you the map here. And so I basically need to drop down through the entire conifer biome past this world boss. We might have a bit of an interaction there. I was hoping this would stay peaceful. It hasn't been so far, so we'll see. I've got the I've got the chat popped out, so feel free to hop in the comments. We're just gonna enjoy ourselves here and hopefully keep this as peaceful as possible for tonight. But let's go ahead and head southwest. I mean, as peaceful as possible, considering it's Icarus. I know for what is basically a survival horror type game, this is not always the most peaceful. I'd hoped it would be, but not always the case. I'm gonna make my way. I'm trying to avoid conflicts if necessary. I've got some gear prepped up. As you can see, my tools, I've got some steel tools, steel knife, pickaxe, axe, the hammer, of course. For me, this is probably day 4 on Olympus, maybe day 5. So I've spent 4 nights here now. And I'm just gonna slowly make my way down south here. I wanted to build on the island, but from all my research, this area of the map that's currently hidden for me because I've never been there. In fact, in the 1,000 hours of gameplay that I've had, I've never actually been to this place. But from everything I've read, this is actually the best fishing in the game. And so I'm hoping to validate that for you guys in this stream and build down in that region. So at least we're like kind of semi-close proximity down there. But we'll see how it goes. My plans are open to changing. Olympus is our oyster. And I don't know for sure. I'm not positive where we'll build the base. I have a tentative plan. It's this G15 lake here. Like F15, G15 kind of split down the center, but this lake biome here in the conifer. And then I'd figured I'd dip into the Arctic biome, sneak past the world boss, and get over to A13, B13. Because apparently this is where that lake is. That's the best fishing on Olympus. Previously I believed it was over in D11, but I don't think that's the case anymore. Some things change after 1,000 hours of playing the same game, and the thing I love about this game keeps me coming back is just knowing that the devs are constantly upgrading, updating, and reinvigorating this game for us. It's honestly something I've come to really appreciate. It's considered early game access still, even though the title came out in 2021. But the fact that they're taking time and reinvesting every week into the game to not just increase the quality of life improvements, but the content of the game, I think is exactly what you want to see in your favorite title. I think these are the good old days of Icarus, and I hope I don't take it for granted. I know there's a lot of little quirks that I'd love to see change. And maybe even some possible updates to content that I'd like to see them roll out. But for what it is, I've been playing it for 1,000 hours. And so far I'm pretty satisfied and happy with it, that I would definitely consider playing another 1,000 hours. I need to very carefully make my way down this hillside. I don't know which modules I'm using. Do I have a 40%? I do not have a 40% fall reduction module, but I do have some armor and a backpack on. None of which helps me for fall damage, but it would be a shame to lose all of that. Take my time here. Just gonna pull open real quick. Yeah, and for those of you watching, feel free to comment what you'd like to see me build next. Because I'm in the early stages of this series, I think any kind of input is easy right now. As things get more refined, input's going to be more and more difficult to take into effect. But at this stage in the game, at this stage in the series especially, any input you guys have for what you'd like me to see, or what you'd like to see me build, I'm totally ears. Totally welcome that feedback. So just let me know. Ooh, almost made it. Yeah, I'm curious if you guys are, if you are players, let me know what your guys' favorite location is to build. I tend to navigate myself in and around the island right here at L12. But I'm trying to get as close to this desert biome as possible. And so I'm thinking, as of right now, we're probably going to set up here at G15. Maybe even on this little island here. I've spent so little time down in that region, though, that I have to get a pretty good... Yeah, I want to scout out the area, get a pretty good idea of what to expect. See a trend is coming up here. Try to avoid some of these guys. Let me know how you guys are getting the audio feedback. If it's too loud, let me know. I can turn it down. Especially my voice. Just want to make sure you guys can hear me. One of the comments I got from the last ASMR video I did was they wanted to see like a voiceover or live stream where I'm talking, so this is for you, man. I want you guys to know that I do hear you. I do appreciate your feedback, and so it really means a lot to me. Thanks for hanging out. And for those of you joining, I'm just making my way down southwest right now. Gonna be picking out a new spot for the homestead. I've got some gear, and my dropship has several crafting benches, some items that I thought would be useful, at least, for our next homestead build. But I'm moving everything down south. Almost as far southwest as it gets before you're in the desert biome. Game's looking good though, 138 frames. I think I have one structure built here currently, and then everything else I just tore down. Packed it all up into my dropship, and I'm heading south. Okay, so we are about 2/3 of the way there. We just have to pick which way we want to go and sneak away and around the world boss here. I'm almost thinking I drop down to this section, cross through J14, I-14, and then up through here, go around this rock face here, and then sneak basically along the mountainside and make it as far south as I can. So that's the plan for how I'll get there. I really want to maintain the homestead decoration pack. I've been a huge fan so far of everything they've done with that. So I need to head south, directly south. I like the cozy vibes, at least with Icarus's building. I don't know about you guys, but I just feel like the space feels more lived in, and I definitely enjoy being there more when it looks good, when it looks cool, if you will. So I'm definitely a fan of that homestead pack. I would, if you haven't bought it and you play the game, highly recommend it. I'm in no way sponsored or paid to say that, so that's just a genuine opinion. After 1,000 hours of playing the game. Oh, and someone did ask in the comments how I have so many exotics. Part of that is file manipulation and just 1,000 hours of playing the game. Because I playtest items so much, and I'm constantly, like with a revolving door, almost testing everything in the game, especially things that you can buy, animal tames, the exotics and file manipulation is definitely something I've done. So take that with a grain of salt. I would say there's probably 30% of that is actually me. The other, 79%, 73% of that is file manipulation, for full disclosure. Not that it matters to some, but I just thought I'd get that out there now. Okay, so I want to sneak around the top of this, if possible, and then skirt back down and hug the wall of the mountain. Get all the way back to where I want to go, so as to not kick off a world boss fight. But let's see how that goes. You never know. If I can just sneak back down here. It's 17:22 in game. So for those of you joining me, I'm trying to make it down to the southwest side of the map. I'm pretty close now. If we can just sneak past this world boss, I'll be happy. But it's basically a straight shot to this little valley here. I'm hoping I can avoid trouble. We just need to move down there so I can pick out a spot, set up base. And that's going to be our new homestead. The new location of our build. So if you guys have ideas of what you want to see built, this is the perfect time. Early in the series. It's not too hard to implement new ideas yet. We still have to pick out our location. Okay, I don't want to get too close. I want to kind of hug this side as much as possible. Okay, we're getting close. Close. Sweet. We should be in the clear now. So I'm going to make my way here. We are losing daylight fast, folks. I am making my way south. Once we get to the lake itself, I could do a bit of recon. Pick out an area. It's good to know that there's still heaps of food down here, though. I was a little worried about acquisition of food and resources, but I think we'll be okay. Looking at Map Genie too, it looks like we have a decent amount of caves nearby and some deposits. I can kind of drag that over here for you guys so you can see what I'm looking at. Let's do Map Genie. See, I'm looking at this area here. So there's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 caves, all in relatively close proximity to where we're going to be staying down in here. And then there's quite a few deposits in and around us as well. So I'm not too concerned with resources now like I was before. Before I was a little concerned, to be completely honest. I was not so sure. But ooh. That is good to know. Okay. So I'm gonna make sure I make a mental note of this. But we have limestone right here, which is like the budget concrete. So if we ever move into concrete structures, we can come back and definitely leverage that deep ore deposit. What I'm really hoping for is iron and copper. But if it's not nearby, that's okay. Oh, No way, dude. Where is this? Just as I was saying that, we have an iron deposit nearby somewhere. 62%. Okay, so we're pretty close. No way, it's outside. It's not inside a cave. It honestly doesn't get much better than that. That is absolutely incredible. The amount of stress relief I feel right now. That is so nice. Okay. That is huge for us. I feel like we just caught a huge break. I really like the idea of being up here on this ledge, but I feel like traversing from our base and to the desert biome is going to be pretty complicated. I would love to go down there, if at all possible. And I do see that there's a cave behind me as well. So we're close to other resources as well. Creepy spiders. Ooh, I am not a fan of the spiders. See if I can take care of these guys without attracting too much attention. Got him. Let's see if I can grab the silk. I didn't know they dropped resin. That is good to know. I'm happy to know that there's a cave nearby. Is that copper? What is that? Oh, that's just a weird... Is there anything in here valuable? Oh. Oh, he got me. I missed. Okay. So there's no deep ore deposits in here, but heaps of iron. Heaps of copper. So at least we have that stuff nearby, which will be good to know. We'll come back and grab that stuff, as I'm sure we'll need it. Inevitably. We will absolutely need that stuff, so I'm kind of digging the way this looks. I kind of want to make my way down to the bottom of this. I'm really hoping it's deep enough for me to just jump into. I don't die right now. Sweet. Oh, I just got bit by a piranha. Okay. Like, I'm a fan of how this area looks, and I think it'd be super cozy. But what I think is what I'll do is I'll just set up a temporary base real quick. So we can sleep the night, get some daylight on our side. For those of you watching, where would you guys build if this were your future homestead here? We just need something temporary. Get us through the night. Okay, I've got my little shell here. Should be good. Just go ahead and sleep. Perfect. I do wish the devs would come out with like some kind of temporary, almost like a tent. I think if they could come out with like a tent that you could use, just something that you could set up and sleep in, I think that would be nice. I think it would alleviate carrying around supplies for a temporary base structure. But I don't mind. You know, that was pretty easy. So I do really like the way this place looks. I'll give it that. Like on the atmosphere, kind of cinematic scene goes, I would give it give this place a solid 7 out of 10. I think this is pretty beautiful. Maybe even a 7.5. That's just me though. I think if I can move a little closer and just get a better idea of what down here looks like, especially right before the biome changes over, I think that would give us a better idea of where to set up the base. I do really like how flat this is. Coal. We have a spider nearby. I'm not sure why he's aggroed on us. Oh. Spiders can swim? That is terrifying. I hate that so much for me. There must be a cave nearby on that side. Yeah, that would add a very interesting and creepy element to the survival aspect. This place is gorgeous though. I'm actually digging this a lot. Okay, so I thought I might like this area, but I'm curious what this has to offer. The only issue... Oh, there's the cave. The only issue that I can foresee with this particular spot is going to be how long it takes us to get up and out of here. Because basically, I'd have to run directly northeast and then climb up and out, head southeast to get to the next biome, I believe. So I'm going to just keep kind of scouting this area out. I'm pretty sure this is the cave. In fact, if I just walk up, yep, this is the cave. So that's where these spiders spawned from. I think that information is definitely helpful and useful to know. And if at all possible, I think avoiding that cave would be nice, but not the end of the world. I feel like we could deal with a couple of spiders every now and then. Got a wolf here. I'll leave him be. Oh, unless he just aggroed on me. Nope, he's cool. He's cool. Are you cool? We're cool? We're cool. Okay. So if I did build down... Oh, no way, dude. Just found gold. This place is definitely a good prospect, that's for sure. Let's build a quick little staircase, get us up and over this. Curious to see how that will look. Okay, we're getting some cracking here. I do... Nope, that's gonna fall. Let's get a couple more beams in here, just for the structural integrity aspect. I do them angled towards me. Oh. I'm not sure how that happened or why that happened, but it happened. Okay, if I can do 4-piece now. Still cracking. Let me destroy this stuff. I need to get the wood back. And then let's do a wood floor. It should put me level. Oh, perfect. Absolutely perfect. That is a long ways down. But we are up at the top. And this is essentially that transition between conifer biome and desert biome. So I'm pretty happy with how that worked out. Yeah, so, I mean, all things considered, this is basically what I needed access to. So, if I understood correctly, Discord chat, if I understood correctly, the specific body of water that we're looking for is A13, B13, right in here. I've never been there, as you can see, in the 1,000 hours of playing this game. I don't spend a lot of time on this side of the biome, to be honest. Usually if I come down here, it's to fight a world boss, and, you know, the one that hangs out here in this area, B12, or excuse me, E12, it's always been perfect for me, so I've never had to, you know, go down to this particular area. This is where I want to build, so I'm thinking G15 definitely has a lot to offer. It's definitely cinematic, it's definitely cozy. The only downside is the spiders. I'm definitely not a fan of the spiders, but I think we can make it work. We got some resources nearby. Gold, we found iron back there. Limestone even further back. So all things considered, I think it's a good prospect. I think this is going to be about as good as it gets for this. Question is, do I build up here on this like elevated spot next to the gold? Or do I build across here and just build like a quick dock slash bridge to get across next to the coal? I do like the way this looks. I like that it's definitely isolated as well. We'd have to bring in all around resources. It's relatively flat. It's not the flattest. Certainly not. And there's a cave right there with spiders. But, yeah. I think this is good. I could either build right there or right here. I do like that the sun hits this sooner. I feel like if I'm at the foot of those hills, it's going to be a while. So if we did do solar, it's not the most solar friendly position with the east being that way. We'd be like in the shade until probably high noon, I imagine. So pros and cons, I think, to both sides. I think this side is closer to spiders. So there's that. But I don't mind it. Could be worse. This looks pretty good. I think if I did build here, I'd probably build this direction. I'd probably start the base here on this side and build that way. So it's like a longer homestead. Alternatively, I build on this section here. Or even this section that's kind of flat here. We'd still get the solar benefits, the cinematic scene of the waterfalls. All this area looks like prime real estate. Look at that. Look how good that looks. It's incredible. The only downside is it's a long walk in and around. But I think we have a good way around that. So if I did build on this side, I could expand further to the right. So say I started back here in this corner, I can build down this way. As it wraps around, I can build this way towards the cave. And then I can build a bridge across. I don't think that would be an issue. So I think I like that most. See if I can put a little... Yeah. I think I like that most. To me, that looks like it's the best option of all the options. So I think I'm going to build here. I'll start my build here. Move the base and homestead down towards the south if we need more real estate. But my god, does it get prettier than that? I don't think it does. I wish there was a way for this to be the kitchen window, because my goodness, that view is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and start looking at getting our resources lined out for the base build. I think where this is going to be the primary residence for everything I do for the next couple of weeks in game, it needs to be enough room and space to accommodate all the crafting stations I'll need, plus livable space. I need to be able to live there. Like, this space is going to be lived in, very much lived in, so it needs to work, it needs to have the utility, and it also needs to accommodate crafting benches. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start tossing some things down. Let's go temporary fireplace. Get some charcoal going. Get some food going. Because building makes me hungry, for sure. So this isn't a lot of room. I'm going to start playtesting here with just a beam. See how much space we have. If I faced it to the west, and this was the back of the wall, right here. So that's the back wall. I could come forward. Is that too short? No, that's perfect. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And then I want 1, 2, 3. Okay. So that's almost like the basic footprint. And then I want to extend to the right. And then have it be that I could walk down and exit this side of the house or homestead and go down towards the south where I can utilize that open real estate that's down there. So I'm going to get my floor out so you guys can kind of see this a little bit better. So start with 9. Hoping you guys can see the vision here, but this is the furthest right corner for now. So if you're looking at the base, this is the back wall. And I want to essentially extend this that way. Probably 2 more floor pieces. I just don't want to hit this wall, so I need to be careful with that. I don't want to have the mountain basically inside of my base. That's not what I'm trying to do at all. So let's do 6 pieces. And I think that will give us enough space for the time being. God, this place is beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. I do need to cut down a couple of trees down that way. There we go. I just knocked out that beehive. So we can walk down there and not have any issues. 1, 2, 3. Let's put some beams down. So not there. 3. Wow. I can't believe that worked out. That actually... Gosh, that looks really good. Okay, so this is the floor of our base. So we would walk in on this side here. Do some stairs there. This would be front door. Kitchen space. Crafting stations all along this back wall so as to not, you know, obstruct our gorgeous view here of Olympus. And then I would exit out this back and be able to essentially access the entire south side of this part of the island here. I don't know if you would call this an island. It's just the bank of the lake. The back south bank of the lake. So what I need is another ramp. And then we'll start getting some walls up on this place as well. So I like the way that that looks. That is perfect. And then I can extend that basically down and back, giving me access to this space. Because looking at that area, because it is relatively flat, I can do gardening, I would really like to do like a greenhouse down there, tames, mounts. I can do my husbandry. All the animal husbandry can be done down there on that side. So I don't know what you guys think. Feel free to hop in the comments and let me know. Any feedback's welcome at this stage. It's so early in the series that I welcome all of it. Good, bad. As long as it's not too bad that I have to delete it. It happens every now and then. I like that a lot. That looks so good. I can walk down right here. I'm a huge fan. I might even extend this just one floor piece. And this would be like the wraparound patio area. Fortunately, there's enough trees here nearby too that we don't have to worry too much. So the grain's a different direction because that's going to be our wraparound porch. It's intentional. I think I want to be able to walk up probably here in the center. Let's clean this up a little bit. That looks really good. Okay, so that's the floor and front porch area. So we can get our walls up. I do really like the way this looks. I think this is going to be an epic place for a base build and homestead. I'm excited. This is going to be nice. Okay, so our doorway is going to be here on this piece. There's no need for a window. We could do a window here. I'm thinking big window here to really allow us to take in just the grandeur of that view. My gosh. I'll clean up some of those trees too so we can see the waterfall a little better. That's going to be incredible. I am loving this so far. Let's see if I can grab that wool from here. Then 2 pieces here. 3rd piece. I suppose I could break it up with like a singular window. So we could do singular window and then big window there. And then because this is our doorway, we'll put another doorway there. And we can do... Try to do 2 singles here. Or just 1 big window. What do you think? Should I do 2 single windows right here or just a big window? Big window. That was a good call. That was good. Okay, so that's the bottom floor walls. I could scale up, but I think for this, I'm just going to keep it simple. So what I'm going to do here, window, and then I'm going to do window. And then we need 4 of those pieces. We're going to need more wood and more fiber probably. So I'm going to start with the trees that obstruct our view the most. That way we're not just chopping down all our greenery. I want to save some of it. I don't want to get rid of all of it. I just want the parts that are blocking our view. Whoa. We are on an alien planet, so I guess the physics here are inexplicable, but that was pretty wild. I don't know what to say about that. That was crazy. That was straight up crazy. I hope that Moa doesn't aggro on me. TBD. Okay, so I'm going to start crafting those 4 pieces we needed. And then we're going to need our roof ramps as well. I think this tree we could probably knock down. It's kind of obstructing the view as well. Oh! Gosh. may or may not have just peed a little. The moas are going crazy. I don't know why that scared me so much. I was just minding my own business, chopping wood, and all of a sudden getting attacked by a long-necked bird. That's crazy. Okay. We've got some room. I just don't want our friend's valor to go to waste. Oh. Okay, so that clears up the view a tiny bit. Should give us a better view of the entirety. Can I get up here? Of the waterfall. Oh yeah. I don't know about you guys. That right there. It's perfect. That looks so good. Check out that view. It's my kitchen window. Ooh. I love that. It looks good. Okay. We do need a back wall. I'm not sure how many pieces that is. Let me count it out real quick. Tier 3 storm. We're going to take damage. 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 3 more walls. Our base is going to take a tiny bit of damage from this storm, but shouldn't be terrible. I'll get the dropship that has all my crafting supplies to include the masonry bench. I'll get that dropped over here as soon as possible. If I did my math right, I should have enough. Oh, that's nice. I love when a good plan works, chat. It just doesn't get much better than that. This is going to look so aesthetically pleasing to me. Which, like, if I could give you any advice about building after 1,000 hours of playing the game, I would say build the base or homestead or whatever you want to call it, your dwelling. Ooh, we just leveled up. Build the homestead or base that looks good to you and works for you. That's really all that matters. Everything after that is just noise. Okay, we are already taking damage. I need to take that stuff down. I need to get some beams up. This storm is crazy loud right now. Hopefully you guys can still hear me okay. I got the bass turned up on this thing too, so it's like, sounds real good. I don't mind the storms. I know they do negatively impact the overall integrity of the base, but they're just, I love it. I love it all. So 2 more of those. Get 2 of our doors up. That storm sounds ridiculously loud for some reason. brief intermission here while I diagnose that. It's probably sound effects. Yeah. That was definitely the cause of the volume of the storm. So it is tricky with these large windows. Building like a window shutter isn't really the most compatible with that. So I'm not even really sure what to put in that space. Wow, that is so loud. Chat, how loud is that for you guys right now? For those of you who are watching anyway. I apologize if that storm is like ridiculously loud for you guys. Okay, as far as structural integrity goes, we should be good here in this space. I think what I want to do now is start lining out where to put crafting stations. Is that way too loud? Okay. Yeah, so I think I'm going to line out like the position for all these crafting stations on this back wall. I think what I'd like to do is get all of our crafting to end here. Because if I can do that, I still have space to get in and out on this side here. And essentially I want it to be so that right when I turn inside, I can access all of my crafting here on this side. And then all of my living space, so I think like kitchen space, you know, like the homey kind of lived in space to be here. And I might do a bit of like a elevated loft up here, and I can sleep up here on this side of the base. I might even turn that spot into like my fireplace. I think that would look really good right there. So I think that's the tentative plan with inside of the structure. I think what I'm going to do now is wait for this storm to pass, and I'll drop my dropship like right there. There we go. I hope that's enough space for it to land. I'll know more in just a moment. I don't know why that looks kind of creepy, but that looks kind of creepy and I love it. For me, when it comes to Icarus, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, there's something about the vibe that's like just absolutely addicting. I mean, how often is it that you get to see something like this? It just looks incredible. Like, yeah, I don't know. To me, it's just one of my favorite aspects of the game. It's an extremely rewarding feeling to be able to look out the window and see that as my view. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into getting this place lined up. I can repair this lantern here so you guys can actually see better in this space. There we go. That looks better. And then now that the dropship is down, I can grab some of my items out of here. I'll be making a few trips back and forth to the dropship. But since this is like day 5, day 6 for me, I took the liberty of crafting some of these things off camera. So you guys don't have to be absolutely inundated with that. Let's just swap these here. We can save this in case we go on like a mission that's away from base. I like to pre-make items so that missions are a little easier. And if they require, you know, crafting stations, I want to be able to have that stuff on hand. I think it just makes everything easier. I think any preparation you can do before the mission is time saved just enjoying the mission. That's just a personal preference though. Okay, so I want this up here. We start dumping our raw resources in here, make a little bit of room in our inventory because we have quite a bit of stuff on us. Let's go ahead and eat this stuff before it goes bad. Now that the storm is past, I can go ahead and toss some of this stuff into the fire. I do have a salting station made. I just gotta toss that stuff in. We got charcoal being made right now, so that's really good. We're gonna need a bit of that for our filtration system. So all of our drinking water, all of our culinary water is gonna come in part with that charcoal, so it's gonna be pretty important for us. So anvil, things I know aren't gonna be moving anytime soon, I'm gonna try and put in this space here. I thought I had carpentry bench, can go here. I'm just gonna kind of line out this wall a little bit. We can even start some of that refined wood in here. I do really like the way this looks. I do think I'm gonna put a loft up there and do my sleep quarters up there as well. I'm a little bit worried about the angles, but if I have to, I can build just straight up on that side and I can make it look a little better. But I'm thinking, at the very least, I think I want sleeping quarters elevated like a loft space. It would just look really good in this space. So let's go ahead and open this guy up. I know I've got quite a few pre-made. So kitchen sink is going to go center on this window. So I want this guy to be somewhere like that. A little bit of a space, so if we do put a window in here, it'll leave a little bit of a space in between our like kitchen utilities and then that window. A little bit of an aftermath there from that storm. Let's take a look. So we've got a couple fallen trees. We'll make good use of that. We'll get out there and chop that, bring it back to the base before it gets gone. Otherwise, not too bad. I was hoping to save some of those trees for the view, but that's to be expected. Anytime a storm goes off, you're going to have trees falling in your proximity. It's just the nature of the game, unfortunately. I do wish there was a way to grow those back. It doesn't require terraforming. Like, I thought it'd be really rad if we could do, like, tree saplings. I know the devs probably aren't, watching this, but if they were, I would say tree saplings would be rad. It'd be nice to replant trees. Have that feel like it's part of the game. I think it'd be valuable at least. With how much deforestation happens in 1,000 hours, I think terraforming with tree saplings would be valuable. Okay, so we've got this emptied out. We can start dropping masonry bench. We're going to want to preload that as well, get things ready. Do we have leather? We do. Get that tossed in there. So it's going to require stone, leather, iron nails, and wood. And those are basically the fundamental ingredients for stone building pieces. So pretty happy with how that looks. I think it would be a good idea to get a drying rack going. And I'd really like if we could incorporate our water filtration system and just pick out a good spot for it. So for that, I'm going to need a little bit of stone and some of the charcoal that's in our fire. I've got the charcoal. I could mine this stone and just toss it into our masonry bench. This part of the series, though, is always my favorite. It's always the most exciting for me. It's like the bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. I'm excited about the new space. I'm looking for feedback to try and shape this a little bit to be what you guys want to see, all while capturing like just the epic vibe. Because if nothing else, it should look good. And if you don't think it looks good, I don't know what else to say. It just looks too good. Okay, so we can toss our stone in. Keep a little bit of that for our filtration system. And I'm going to make 2 filtration systems until we get our kitchen sink put in. But it's going to be a little while. I mean, I'm tier 3 right now. So not terrible, but it's definitely going to be... I wonder if I get easier access down there. It's definitely going to be a while. I would really like to change this. I will be changing that. That doesn't sit well with me for some reason. Oh, we got a couple wolves and a moa. See if we can do some local population cleanup here. Keep these from aggroing on us while we're busy building the dream home on Icarus. Okay, I like this. This is definitely way more manageable. So I'm going to toss that in there. Grab our charcoal, toss that in, and we're starting our water filtration right now. So in a little bit we'll have some available water, but for now we're just living off the canteen. So for this guy here, what I'd like to do is somehow create a floor that starts at the base of these stairs and extends this way, and then follow that by a staircase that goes down as well. So the staircase wants to show there, which means I need to create a new post or beam there. Where's my end key? That looks high enough. So let's see what that looks like. Not the best, but not the worst. I think that will be okay. So what I just did is kind of complicated, but in short, I'm creating a new floor that we will use to walk out onto once we leave our basically our home. So I'm gonna grab some wood here. I think we have enough fiber for what we need to craft. So let me get 2 floor pieces. I might actually need to move that. We want it to be in line, but not pulled off of it, if that makes sense. We're basically creating a new kind of in line with it. Drop it down a little bit. Okay, how did that look? That looks good to me. I know it's angled, but that's okay. Just want to make sure the height's good. This part's always tricky, in my opinion. You're basically, if you get too close, it'll snap to the structure you've already made. And it can kind of, I don't know, it doesn't look that good to me. We don't want it to be that high, and it's way too short there. So, let me just look at it straight on. Get as close as I can without snapping. Drop it down just a tad. If I can somehow get close enough. Work the angle right there. Okay, how does that look? Oh, loads better. That is way better. Okay, let me get a few more of those. Yeah, pretty tricky to do, but if you can get it right, it looks just perfect. Just absolutely perfect. And I want these to be stairs. I need a second one of those. Just for like the last 2 feet, basically, so we don't drop onto the ground right there. Just want it to be a seamless transition. Oh, extremely satisfying. And then if we really wanted to, we could extend this to floor. So by that I mean, we put it here on this side, and it would basically put you right into the ground. So I'll basically come back and fill this in with floor pieces. So 2 there. I think I'm good with how that looks on the left-hand side. I think what I really want is the right-hand side. Not that it really matters in the long term. I just want it to look perfect. And to me, that would look perfect. So that's what I'm going to do there. I just walk right on out. Nice. That was what I wanted. Okay, back inside our space. Let's go ahead and set up our temporary sleeping quarters and save our spawn point. If things don't stay as peaceful as we hope they do. You never know. I think I'd like to put my drying rack right here. So when I come back home from a long day of exploring and adventures, I can just start stacking meat up here. My fire can come inside the house now. Hopefully nothing catches on fire. And I think a fireplace would be cool. I just don't know where to put that yet. I might do this corner here. I think that's our best culprit for a space that can be utilized for our fireplace. But for now, at least, I'm just going to bring our fire into the house. And then we'll sleep. New day. Day 7. Okay, so I want to focus more on upscaling in here. I've got the cooking station. Put that temporarily there for now. I'm not married to where anything is going. It's just a temporary assignment until this space starts to really take shape. Decoration bench I'm going to toss over here, which is probably where our fireplace is going to go. And then our textiles bench, we can probably just toss that in to storage for now. I do have a bit of iron, copper, and steel, I believe. Yep. Bring all this inside. So our water storage can probably go down here. This will allow us to run piping from the metal rain reservoir and use that as plumbing for the house. We won't need a lot of water. If we get to tier 4, tier 5, and we start to realize we don't have enough water, I'll just tap into the lake. But for now, at least, I think it would be a good idea to just set this guy up here. It doesn't obstruct our view from the inside, but it still gives us easy access to our long-term storage of water. I'm going to go ahead and put this in storage. Leather, copper nails. So I'm going to make us a few copper nails. Grab some leather. And we should be good to craft a couple of these. Get our mortar and pestle down. I'm thinking somewhere near the kitchen area. I think for now I'm just going to put it over here by our anvil. Our furnace can go down here. Okay, that was pretty good. Oxide dissolver. I'm going to go to the slight right of our workstation. And the OEI can go out here. That looks good. That looks good. It is starting to take shape. Okay, then the floor space for up above. I hear a lot of creaking, which makes me really nervous. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, I've got beams here. I might extend this beam up. We got ones in the corner. Should be good. And then there's one directly opposite of this beam here. which would be there. I'm going to extend that into the ceiling. And that should give us the structural support we need. Last thing I want is a storm tier 4, tier 5 to roll through and we just lose everything. That'd be sad. Don't want to do that. Okay, mortar and pestle. We can start crafting up some stuff. Untie some of our inventory space. I don't want to do any of the OEI or orbital exchange interface weapons. I want to keep it as... I'm probably the biggest hypocrite when I say this, but I want to keep it as like lore friendly as possible to just Olympus. Like I don't want to pull out too many of the items from here. I know that was one of the comments I got before was like, why not just build the shotgun or pistol? So I'm trying to like listen to some of your guys' feedback, take that into consideration. So that's what I'm going to do for this playthrough on this series. This is episode 1. So I'm going to make sure to try to stay as much away from that stuff as possible. Like I'm using this scanner obviously, and I have like 1 or 2 other items I believe in my possession. But I'm going to try to, where possible, avoid using orbital exchange equipment. I definitely heard your guys' your comments, and so we do need to build a ladder to get to the top and place our lightning rod before that next storm comes through. Grab some of this wood, fiber. That was the closest tree to our little residence there. I'm gonna knock down all this stuff, clean it up a little bit. Knowing I'll have to do that every episode doesn't bother me though. It's something I don't mind doing, and the fiber is super handy. I'm just glad there's heaps of it here because we're gonna need it for the biofuel composter. And then tier 5, it's pretty hungry, so all those resources are going to require fiber. This looks good. I like walking up to the base and seeing this. Makes me happy. I do think it'd be a good idea to move the fire though. Probably into this corner for now so I don't accidentally step on it. I'm not above accidentally stepping on the fireplace. I've done it a couple of times. Let's go ahead and place that down here. Get our sticks back on. Okay, so for the ladder, I'm going to do 2 of those. I'm just going to tie this space in a little bit. Ladder will go here. Extend to the roof. I'll get my lightning rod up in time for our next storm, and then we need 2 beams to tie in this run. And this is about center. Where's my hammer at? 1, 2, 3. Yep, this is center. So our lightning rod will go right here. Let's finish these beams up. Okay, so we are structurally intact. The entire base is good in that regard. Oh, this just looks so good. I'm really excited for how this turns out. Let's go ahead and throw our storage pieces up. So typically I do raw resources on this side here. That'll include wood, things like fiber, leather, fur, all that good stuff. Here's like crafted resources, so things that are still resources for building other things, but not completed items. And then completed items typically end up in here. So things like the textiles bench that I'm not using, basic rainwater purifier, those things end up in here. And that's kind of how I theme or organize my storage. It just keeps me a little bit more organized. So that looks pretty good there. I think now it's time to shift focus to resource collection for stone, because this thing needs to become tier 5 yesterday. It is very urgent. Like, before we do anything else, it needs to be tier 5 so that we don't lose everything that's already here. So with that, I'm going to make a quick trip to the cave that's just down here from our base. God, I love that so much. That is just so satisfying. I love that. Makes me happy. We have heaps of stone. We'll grab all that on the way back if there's room for it. Coal here, of course. Gold just on the other side. Just drop this guy here. And there's a bear on the other side from us. I did not think that there would be bears spawning here, but we do in fact have a bear. How's that for your cinematic scene? That's pretty cute, little ear waggle. So I'm hoping he doesn't aggro on us, but we got to get in that cave. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that if possible. We don't have to worry about our friend there. We've got a little bit of space for, like, inventory. I do want to drop a couple of these things, though. We don't need all of it. And I'm going to mine into here. We'll keep the stone. The stone will come in handy because we're about to build everything we just put up into stone. Oh, this is like a tier 2 or tier 3 cave. Okay. I don't see any bees. I do see exotics. We'll make sure to pull those out. Send those up in a drop ship. Excuse me, drop pod. Okay, so heaps of iron. I'm going to grab these exotics, though. If someone asks me how I have as many exotics as I do, this is partly how. The other part is file manipulation. I'm going to grab all this iron. We need it. The bit of coal that I saw. Am I crazy? Okay, I walked in. Oh, there's coal. Ooh, it's creepy in here. I love the vibe. Yeah, people who say that, like, Icarus isn't a survival horror game, I 100% disagree. It can be, and often feels that way. I'm a bit biased after 1,000 hours of playing the game, though. That's just me. People often ask me why I don't do more of the missions or operations, especially the Wild Hunts DLC. I will be happy to give you that opinion on Discord, but don't want to ruin the vibe. We're chilling right now. Okay, we are over encumbered. I do have some room left, so I'm going to grab a couple of nodes of this copper here, as we are definitely going to need it. It is tier 3 crafting after all. And I have the machining bench up, so we can start making copper wire. That's basically all I'll take. I've got room for one more iron. I've got room for more. And that storm is absolutely raging out there. It is so loud for me. I can fit a little bit more. Let's just grab some more. I'm glad there's heaps of iron in here. We're gonna need it. Still got room. Can I get up on here? There we go. That's good. We'll stop there. We can always come back to. It's close by. So the worst part of the storm is happening right now. Give that a little bit of time to sit and simmer. I think I'm going to convert the raw meat that I have on me into animal fat if possible. I do have the kitchen bench now, so that's not, you know, unrealistic. And then the spoiled meat, I typically would be getting rid of at this phase, but I do want a creature deterrent, and so for that, I need the spoiled meat. It is one of the key requirements in the recipe to build that creature deterrent, so I'm going to need that. I would like to make the seed extractor very soon so I can start working on propagating seeds for our greenhouse. Otherwise, I think we're doing good. Okay, the worst part of the storm is passing right now. There's that deep deposit of coal. Home sweet home. It does look good. Okay, let's toss that meat into here, make some animal fat. That's my primary resource for fuel for this lantern. So I want to keep that stuff on me as much as possible. Go ahead and top it off now. And then the coal that I got from that cave, that's going to be used to smelt some of this stuff. I do need to make more steel, so for that I'm going to the mortar and pestle. And I'm going to combine it with the coal that I have left over. And then whatever remains, I will just toss that back into the furnace. We're going to call down a drop pod. Get our exotics uploaded. I think that's going to drop right there. Storm is just about past us. I don't want to build a structure to get us across here all the time. So I'm going to have to get really familiar with a good bridge. There's a lot of moa. I'm going to avoid that for now. We're just going to take a nice little swim here. Wouldn't mind building down to there. I could do that. With the proper materials, that is. Let's just do 2 and a ramp. I think that would work. And then I'll get a beam in there for structural integrity. Kind of seems like it started to crack there for just a second. I don't know if you guys saw that on the live stream, but I did see it for just a small moment. So we're structurally intact now. Just a short swim. Oh, piranha. Don't do it. Don't do it. Ow. Okay, exotics are going up. Yeah, this will definitely be a good area for basically our water pump. I think I want to build like a little box so you don't have to see it. I just don't want to see pipes and wires running everywhere with this build. I want it to be like very much this vibe right here. Nothing crazy. Okay, so with that, we should be good to start pulling iron ingot for our nails. We're just going to max that out. Top off on food here. Raw resources, I'm going to start tossing these. We don't need to hang on to all of it. Everything has a home. Leather. Fur can go in here. Bones will go into the mortar and pestle. Almost always with the charcoal. We got an alibi for the stone here. This just has our knife. And then we've got a bit of wood left. Okay, that's plenty of refined wood for now. We definitely don't need much more than that anytime soon. And I'm going to toss the spoiled meat in there. Same with the coal, fiber. I'll hang on to the watermelon. Okay, that's looking good. Also looks good. We can start taking some of this stuff, giving it a home. Gunpowder. Steel. Okay. Pretty happy with that. Grab the charcoal from there. Toss it in. We need more gunpowder. That's our primary modality for self-defense here. We have the bow, of course, but I just think the bolt-action rifle is safer bet. Okay, we are going to need leather and other building materials for our stone base building set. Oh, the juvenile moa died. Wonder if that was from me somehow. Looks like it was. I'll take that guy as well. I think I'm going to grab that deer across the river from us. That should be a good start to leather. I don't think we'll need much more. Oh, let me actually go ahead and grab the mount from that. Get that in our base. I saw some yeast back there. I see some sulfur, oxide, silica, and loose stone everywhere. All good things to know. We're going to be needing most, if not all of that. Leather's in. Grab a couple more of these full stacks of wood. Toss that in as well. All of the nails that we got will go into the masonry bench as well. Then we can start just maxing this out, I think. Because we're looking at 3 by 5. So that's 15. Ooh. Walls might be a different story. We have the 5 on the back, 3 on the sides. That's 15 on the lower level. 17. What do we run out of first? I'm gonna wait for that to finish crafting. Oh, and I need to add 5 to the ceiling as well. I'm just gonna start crafting whatever it will let me craft. And then I'll grab more stone as well. Raw meat. We can do a bit more of the animal fat. We're gonna need that for candles as well. I'm hoping this stays pretty chill, guys. Like, there are some creatures that can aggro on us, obviously. And then going into the desert biome, that's going to be, you know, a whole different story. There's 3 world bosses in here. Sandworm, of course. And then we have the world boss, Wolf, nearby as well. So, I would like to empty out my inventory and make a journey up there. I've never been to this area. That's why it's still, you know, grayed out here. But A13, B13 apparently is the best lake in the game for fishing. So I'm hoping I can make it there easily enough, no issues. We took a wee bit of damage from the last storm that came through. I'm going to tidy this up a little bit, repair this a little bit. I don't think it'll be an issue though. Most everything seems to be fine. Couple of stragglers though. How's our roof look? Roof is looking good. Yeah, no issues. Floor pieces are all good, intact. Alright, let's see how we made out. So what do we need most? Stone, Nails. Stone and nails. Okay, so for that, we've got more iron. Let's go ahead and craft all of that into nails. Offload some of these resources here. We're going to need tons of epoxy. So take advantage of the bones every chance we get. I do want to put a singular bone into our anvil, and that will help us repair the longbow when the time comes. Okay, so we're looking good in inventory space. I think now's as good a time as any. Let's pull more stone from down here. There's tons of stone down here. Might even grab one of these deer. Oh. Did he just like fall onto the baby deer? I don't understand what just happened. That's interesting. Not sure why or how that happened. But it won't go to waste. And I'm going to take all the stone I can carry from this back with us. I'm hoping for that one strike where it all just goes straight into your inventory. That is this passive skill. That was nice. And we've got plenty of room, so I think we can carry all of this back as well. Oh. We can't mine this. Interesting. It's just a feature. An unmineable node. I imagine I can mine this though. I'm actually okay with that. Looks good. Looks good and weird. I like weird. Makes this space feel unique and look interesting. I'm gonna grab all the stone. I am gonna need all of it probably. We're gonna be extending the base out and down into this area. So for that, I'm going to need a lot of stone. None of this will go unused. And then as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to make my way into the desert biome. See if I can uncover the mystery of what is supposed to be the best spawn rates on the map. A13, B13. Oh, there it is. I was hoping for that. Very nice. Just top off on water here. Okay, we are back at our base here. Let's go ahead and offload all this stone. I'm going to toss some of it into here. All of this is getting used, so let's do 10 beams. We'll grab our nails. And then we decided on 5 more of those. So that puts us at 20. And then we said 15, 16, 17 walls. And then we're going to need 10 of the roof ramps. So that should be everything inside of this actual structure. All of that's going to be stone. All of it. So we're good on the entire homestead now. It's just all the peripherals. Everything outside and around it. So the front porch, 3 pieces. Debatably 8 pieces. If there's enough. Oh, yeah, there's enough. For sure. And then out back, we got staircase and a few, count 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3. So 14 and 3. Okay. Let's do these first, that way they last the longest. And I'm just going to start popping these out. We should be good to start throwing these up now. Let's do the floor first, since we have it all. Okay. So that's our interior floor. All stone. Let's go ahead and grab... Did we not craft any of the beams? I thought we did. I thought we crafted beams, but I guess I am wrong. Okay, so for the porch area, just out front. And then we can build these going out and around so to look like that effectively, giving us more real estate to build on. Put things like our frequently used garden items up close and personal. We can get this guy converted. And then probably the most pressing pieces are going to be these ramps so they don't go bad. Want these to last the longest. Stairs would be good. And then we got some walls to put up. Exactly 17. So if I did my math correct... Oh. I was one short. Yeah. We need one more wall. Got some beams going. And then we need 4 of those angled wall pieces. And then as many beams as we can muster. And it looks like we run out of nails again first. Because we have hella stone in there. Heaps of leather. And enough wood for sure. Okay, so let's get these pieces in. And then our ceiling. Okay, so we have an entire stone structure at our fingertips. And it feels good to be tier 5 resistant. Here's our last beam being made. So this is going to be our corner pieces. Those will extend down towards the ground. I'll do one there. So all those ground pieces that are making contact, we need to upgrade those to stone as well, because that's basically the structural integrity of our base. Let's get around here. This guy here. There is some room in the back that I can get back here. Not a ton. Can I see this wood beam? I'll have to do that from the inside. Can I reach this from here? Perfect. We're missing another wall piece. Wow. Let's do one more. We're gonna need some nails for that. Here's our last batch of nails for our stone structure for a while. And then we're going to head to the desert. We're going to try and uncover the mystery, which is the 70% spawn rate for uncommon fish. And I might even bring that fish scanner with us. I don't have it on me, but I'll get one down for you guys. Allegedly, it's the best fishing on the planet. So I am really excited to see what that looks like. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, the entire structure minus the beams, are all made out of stone. I've got additional stone beams being made right now. I'd like to do this piece here, and then this whole run from there all the way to there in stone. That's an eventuality though. It's not absolutely critical for what we need right now. What we really need right now is to destroy all this stuff and then go pay a visit to the desert biome. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound so dramatic just now. I just realized that sounded really dramatic. Okay, so we won back some resources, which is going to be extremely valuable. We could probably go ahead and start cooking this stuff. I do have a salt station, but I have no salt. So, on our little rendezvous into the desert biome, we're going to keep our eyes open for salt. So, if you guys see it, I will be keeping my eye out for it. A little bit of preparation before we head out. I do want to drop the rest of this stuff, though. I don't want to take any of it with us. We don't need any of it. And then, if my calculations are correct, I should have a fish scanner in my inventory, which we can call down to us. Landing on the other side of the lake again. No problem. Okay, I'm going to use this fish scanner to tell us what it's really like. A13, B13. Apparently, everything I've read, the best place to fish on Olympus. I will find it out for you guys in real time. What I don't want to do is run out there in the middle of the night. So I'm going to wait 1 hour in game before we go taking off, getting ourselves killed. I don't want to rush to my death. So far we've managed to keep things pretty peaceful and calm. Let's see if we can maintain that. I've got the chat open, guys. Let me know. What would you like me to build next? What would you like to see me build next? Always down for you guys' feedback. It's been extremely helpful in this portion of the channel even. Just to get to this point. If you guys are liking this, feel free to give this a like and subscribe to it. It definitely helps to build smaller channels like myself. This stuff I'm going to toss here for now. We don't need all this extra food. But we're getting pretty close. I feel like if I was smart, I'd probably pre-craft some bandages, get some med supplies, just in case things get a little wiry on our little adventure into the desert biome. I've never been there, so I really do mean that. Like, I can show you on the map, I have not been to this particular area. A13, B13. Apparently there's a lake here with the best fishing on Olympus. So to do that, though, we have to bypass these 3 world bosses somehow. And I'm going to plan to sneak past them. But things can turn very quickly on Olympus. If I've learned anything in 1,000 hours of playing this game, it's that you never know what's going to happen. So I'm setting my spawn point now in case things don't work out the way I hope they work out. And then I would definitely like to leave this here in case I should fall. I don't need a hammer where I'm going. I don't know that I'll need to be collecting resources, but just as a contingency, I'll bring these things with me. And the taxidermy knife would be rad in case we encounter any exotic animals that we want to bring back. And by exotic, I just mean not in our conifer biome. So hopefully that makes sense. That's the plan. In about 9 in-game minutes, we should be able to sleep the night away. It'll be morning and we can take off for the next biome. Okay, we're good on animal fat. We're going to be using that to craft candles. Get some ambient lighting going in here. I'm probably not going to use all 10. Let's just do 5 for now. Call that good. I'm really excited to delve into furniture, but I have to solve this mystery of what's out there before I move into things like decoration inside the base. Let's get a couple of these candles up though. I feel like we can probably do that okay. Let's do one here. That looks adorable. One over in the kitchen space. I think that would be rad. Can I do one here? And then maybe tuck one over here into the corner. I can't believe that that worked. That did work. Very nice. That looks good. That looks a little silly, so I'll change that eventually, but for now at least I'm pretty happy with how that looks. Now we got some ambient lighting in here. It's cozy. Cozy, cozy, cozy. That's all we wanted. That's all we need. Alright, it is now time. Let's go ahead, sleep the night away, and take our journey into the desert biome. I'm going to go ahead and put these out. Not that animal fat is a commodity around here, but don't want to waste that. Okay, we got our food buffs going. We've got food. We've got ammo. We will have bandages in case we get jacked up out there. I'm going to take a stack of wood, stack of fiber, and that'll keep everything all good. Alright base, we will be back, hopefully in one piece. If not, I saved my spawn. Here we go. The moment I've all been waiting for. I'll finally be able to fill in the portion of my map that I've never been to in over 1,000 hours of gameplay. I don't know why. I've never been there. I just haven't needed to, so I'm going to drop a little waypoint there. That's our entryway. Ooh, I do need salt. I might be dropping all of this in the wrong place, but I hope not. Let's get some light going for you guys so you can see a little better. Okay, I'm heading to the desert biome. My very first time coming this way. I think this is about as far as I've ever made it. The rest is a big shrouded mystery, so I'm excited to uncover this live with you guys. A13, B13. Somewhere in here, allegedly, lies the best lake, best place to fish on Olympus. I got the fish scanner. We'll be able to validate that. I've been to a couple of places that I thought were super rad. I'll be doing a spot of hunting on the way back for sure. I'll grab a zebra, antelope, and we'll bring some of these things back to the base. Pronghorn probably can come back with us as well. Make it look nice. I'm a little nervous though, if I'm being completely transparent about the world bosses. There's one creeping right here waiting for us as we get out. Basically, as soon as we get in there... Yeah, he's like somewhere on this side of the wall. So if I hard left, wide flank, I'm pretty sure I can avoid him. I know pretty sure is famous last words, but we'll see. I'm not pessimistic or anything, just a realist. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can keep this peaceful. So far, we've done pretty good. I feel like we've moved locations from up north. We're now down where we want to be. I wanted closer access to the best fishing on Olympus. New homestead base. It looks good so far. The icing on this cake, the cherry on top, will be if we can uncover A13, B13. I feel like he's moving closer. I feel like he's like trying to trap us in this corner. He is very close by though. Probably dead center. Let's get the aerial view. I wouldn't be surprised if... Yep, that's him. You can literally see it. Those ripples in the sand, that is the boss sandworm. We are definitely not equipped for that fight. He would probably absolutely destroy us. So I need to be very sneaky about this. And I don't know if it's like an area of effect. I don't know if like once you enter a certain area proximity to him, he just... boom. After 1,000 hours, I should probably know that, but to be honest, I just don't spend a lot of time pursuing these. It's like very seldom. But we're going to take a wide flank here. Try to completely avoid him. He's right there. Looks like we got a deep deposit up here on the left. Coal. That's the second deep deposit of coal that we found. I had hoped that this would be peaceful, so let's go ahead and try to avoid that guy as much as possible. There's a second one on the way in between us, A13, B13, our destination. So far we snuck past one. Let's see if we can do it again. I feel like it's going to be fine. I'm optimistic. If we can just hug this wall, avoid the world boss, we should be a-okay. Let's avoid aggro on any of these predators. We're getting close. Nope. No shot. Cougar. Let's keep moving. I don't want the dribbo to get any ideas. This is definitely the furthest I've been on this side. Like, we're opening this map right now. There's a second world boss. We want to avoid him as much as possible. We're getting extremely close, though, to our destination. Looks like there's a wall we can hug right here. Hyena. I'm gonna pull the bow out, just in case we need the rifle for later. Yeah, I've not explored any of this yet. This is my first time down here. Still uncovering pieces of the map here. Gotta make our way west, northwest. We got more dribbo. Let's avoid them. Not give them any ideas. They're mostly peaceful. Okay, so here's the corner. I believe we can mosey on up. It looks like there might be an opening through here. I believe the lake is like somewhere spanning these two blocks. I have yet to see it, so if we just hug this wall, go up north basically from here, we should be good. I know should-be's don't make honey, but this is as close as I can get it, guys. This is as best as I can do. That looks like salt. Yep. That's good to know. If we ever need a ton of salt, just come back. Yeah, I would like to creep this way to the left. It looks like it opens up into that area. Oh, I'm getting excited. Allegedly the best fishing in Olympus, guys. I am shaking with anticipation. I'm really hoping it actually lets us up through there and not just like a pigeonhole. I do see palms though, and I feel like palms are indicative of water. Those palm trees way down there should be near a body of water. I'm gonna grab a couple of those on the way back for sure. Okay. I am very excited. Getting closer. I do see a lot of palms. Is this it? Looks like water to me. Wow. Okay, this is it. This is my first real look at this body of water. Allegedly the best fishing in all of Olympus is right here. The highest spawn rates and percentages for uncommon fish. And it totes as being saltwater. I have the fish scanner in hand. I just want to take this moment in for a bit. This is a big body of water. It's like a giant oasis in here. This would be a rad place to put a temporary base for all of our fishing shenanigans. This place looks incredible. These islands are pretty rad as well. Okay, let's go ahead and bust out the fishing scanner and confirm what I have read. Recalibrating. Zone quality is high. 36%, 36%, 9%. 3 fish and 9% fish we have not yet discovered. So, wonder how much we can actually see if we were to craft. We just need a few sticks. I know this is the basic fishing rod, but I just want to dabble a little bit and see what we can expect. I'm guessing based on what I saw, it's all saltwater. So when we get back to our base, we'll craft a basic fishing bench. We'll get some lures going, saltwater lures, lures that will increase our zone for catching fish, and then uncommon fish as well. Because allegedly this is this is it. Zone quality is high, so let's see what we can expect in here. Which is the basic fishing rod. Crimson piranha, 42%. And that's just the basic fishing rod. That's a new PB right there. So this is in fact saltwater. Let's go ahead and get rid of that UI. Quick little selfie. So let's take a look. Saltwater. Let's go uncommon. We have a lot of uncommon undiscovered. Let's go common. So crimson piranha was one of them. Oh, why did that scare me? I don't know why. Let's go back to that. Crimson piranha. So we just caught our PB. Saltwater, Olympus, and sticks. We have 4 species undiscovered. And they may be here. And I know the deeper the water, the better the spawn chances too. So let's see if we can find some deeper water to cast into. Might even be worthwhile to just build like a quick fishing dock. Really curious to see what kind of fish we catch out of here. I do see like your typical fish that you would see on any body of water, but I don't know that we'll actually catch them on the rod. We'll see. I am very excited for the basic fishing bench and get some lures crafted up. We'll come back here and smoke this lake. Catch everything. Here we go, another crimson piranha, 79%. Almost doubled my last PB. A little narrower. Oh yeah, this guy's much bigger. Check that out. Almost doubled his size, eh? Let's get rid of the UI. Let's do a selfie here. Looks good. And then let's knock this tree down. Let's get a dock going. Grab a few more fiber. If we can get a fishing dock built, we can extend out into some deeper water. I know there's only so much we can expect with this rod that we have, but I've got refined wood. You guys will have to tune into the next episode to see more of that, though. So let's do 8. That should extend us out into some deeper water for sure. Get a few beams going. Because it looks like that's deeper right there. And the deepest water looks like it's back here. So I might even be able to come to this corner here and extend out with that dock over this way. It looks the darkest, the bluest. This is like my second favorite thing to do in Icarus. I am so stoked right now. Okay, so it looks like it's kind of this corner right here. This tip. So if we can extend from here out, we should be good. Did I just get stuck? There we go. Okay, we're getting some cracking. Let's go ahead and put our beam up. You can usually get away with 3. On the third piece, you start to get a little bit of cracking, just like that. So I'm going to get another beam up. I'm going to put it on this side, if possible. And then let's do a couple more. And that looks like some pretty deep water, actually. Okay. Let's go ahead and try this. Scanning. Recalibrating. What's the verdict? Okay, same story. A few undiscovered species. Let's go ahead and get the rod out. Let's give you guys a nice little cinematic scene here. Fishing on the new dock. In the desert biome of all places. So everything I've read, it says that this is the best spot for fishing. Saltwater. Highest rating for uncommon fish. Obviously there are different species that are also uncommon, that have similar spawn rates, but they typically tote around 60 and 50%. Okay, so there's that crimson wrasse. I don't think we've caught this yet. Here on Olympus, at least. Oh, this thing is squirrely. Come on. New fish caught. Crimson wrasse. Quality 51%. Let's go check that out. So this is saltwater. I think that's considered uncommon. So this is featured on Olympus and Styx. Gosh, that's a kind of a rad looking fish. 4.39 kilograms. This thing is a beast. 555 millimeters. Yeah, let's get a selfie of that. My first crimson wrasse. New base. Desert biome catch. That is awesome. I love that. Okay, let's try slightly to the left. And right in front of that cliff face there. See what's hiding in this corner here. Oh gosh, I'm so stoked to get the basic fishing bench set up. Get some lures, bring that back. Refine rod. And I know the devs have announced new fishing too. So there's going to be fish maps updated, new fish species, new crafting available for the species that you catch. So fishing is basically going to get a facelift in the game. I'm really excited about that. So I'll be playtesting that for you guys, of course. Oceanic piranha. Yeah, I think overall I'm pretty pleased with how this looks. I think a nice ramp to tie this all together would be really nice. Makes it nice and easy to get up and off. Let's go ahead and mosey on back to base. We'll grab a few of these species. We'll keep those for the wall mounts back at the base. Cozy little homestead. So the trick now is going to be to avoid detection of the world bosses on our way back. Heck. I am so excited. This is going to look good. Okay, if I can get a couple more species. Ooh, what's this? Titanium. It's good to know. I wanted the zebra. The zebra down. Okay, let's grab... Oh, I used the wrong knife. You're joking. Let's grab the pronghorn. It happens on occasion. Take all. Map. Okay, I am super pleased at how that turned out. I have never been down here before. That was my very first time. Now the goal is to sneak back without being detected by the world bosses. So I'm going to drop myself pins along the way. I'm going to hug the wall. If I can find another zebra, I'll bring that back with us as well. But I wanted one for the wall. We've got the large antelope. We have the pronghorn as well. A deer. I think a hyena would be cool. A cougar would be rad. I'm not too sure I want any of the dribbo. But if I can start with just that at least, that would be an improvement. Let's get some water in us. That'll help cool us down. So I've dropped these little pins to kind of guide myself back. The key here is just avoiding detection. The last thing I want to do is kick off a fight with the world boss. What is that? That's a zebra. That is exactly what we wanted. Coming home with me. He's going to be immortalized on our wall back at our base. Okay, I want to avoid the dribbo. Yeah, it looks like he's running, so we can basically straight shot it back all the way through. Ooh. Do I do the elephant? Do we want an elephant in the room? Do I want an elephant in the room? It's kind of big. That's a lot, isn't it? Yeah, you're right. But we can basically straight shot it now as the world bosses are not here. So we should be good to just move on through. Gonna try and keep my eyes open though for hyena. A cougar would be great. Just tie in that nice homestead feel with a couple of mounts on the wall. Looks like a little oasis here. Wow, yeah, this is kind of a pretty area. Oh, there's a hyena. Got him. He's coming home with us. Yeah, this is kind of a rad little area. It's like a once oasis now dried up, indicative of how the palms look. Now all that's left is that little geyser back there. You gotta give it to the devs, man. Their map design is really well done. Another zebra. We're just gonna straight shot it. World bosses are not home right now. What an epic landscape. Let's just grab a quick cinematic scene of that. That looks good. Very nice. And we're not terribly far. What I love about this particular location is it's not very far. I can basically run there and run back all in the same day. And I'll be making some stops, if there are caves along the way in the future, to gather resources that we can use in and around the base. The next thing I'm going to focus on is going to be resource management and collection. Large emphasis on the passive resource management and collection. So those deep ore drills are going to be a really big fundamental piece in that. And then utilizing that to basically feed all of our crafting. So if we can remove the necessity to be outside mining as much as possible, we will be winning. Hey, what does that look like? Arches. You see it? Yeah, it's pretty rad. More salt. I wouldn't mind having like a little shelter here. It's so close to the biome though that it almost doesn't matter. Yeah, home is right around the corner. Let's go ahead and top off on some food buffs real quick. I would like to craft a tackle box as well. That will ensure I can get these fish that I catch back to base all in one piece and get them on display. Especially as I replace my PB, as I catch more, I'm for sure going to be replacing my personal best records. And so I would like to immortalize that at the base. Ooh. Okay. That could have been really bad. I'm glad it wasn't. That's a big bear. I got him. He's going to be immortalized on the wall as well. He's coming home with us. I don't know why my heart sunk when that happened, but when I saw that bear, I got actually nervous. So I mean, mostly peaceful, I would say. Scale of 1 to 10. I'd give it a solid 8. Oh, we got some bees right here. Got them. And you guys are coming home with me because I want to build a beehive. Sooner rather than later, of course. And there's our base right down there. You can kind of see it just past those treetops. So I've got the ramp up here. Totally ran past it. It's right here. I'm just gonna mosey on down this towards the base. Probably the best feature that I've built so far. And I think a bridge that spans this gap would be really nice. Might even go from like somewhere in here to there. That's a future AOR problem. So I'm gonna deal with that probably off camera for you guys. Big Wolfie, level 48. He's getting immortalized on the wall as well. The only thing I wasn't able to grab was... Oh, I wasn't able to grab any of that. Let's drop another stack of this tree sap here. The only thing I wasn't able to grab while I was out in the desert biome is a cougar, but I'm going to be visiting there so often, I'm sure I'll get one soon. We're pretty close to getting all this to stone as well. I think that would be the next natural progression there. Oh, and we are home. Home sweet home. Well, folks, I think that concludes today's episode. If this is your vibe, if this is the kind of thing you enjoy watching, then this is probably for you. If you're not subscribed already, feel free to do that. It is free for you. And until there's a reason, there's no reason to ever ask you for money. I won't do it. But if you like this, definitely consider giving this a like and subscribe. It definitely helps to build this channel. And in the next episode, we're going to do a continuation of upscaling this base. We're going to furnish this entire place, make it feel nice and cozy inside, give it some nice finishing touches, build a loft for our bedroom. We're going to tie in the outside peripherals of the base, give it some nice aesthetics, add some crops probably. That would be really nice to do. And then tie in a bridge from this side here to the east that ties us back into mainland. And then I'd like to do a bridge from the south side of our base to the south mainland. And that'll tie us into everything. It'll feel seamless. We don't have to swim anywhere, do anything crazy. I'll deliver that back up into orbit. But guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. There's more of the series to come. This is just episode 1. So if you guys want to see more of that, make sure to stick around to see more of that. I'm going to be doing a stream every Tuesday. It'll be live just like tonight. And we're going to be doing continuations of this series. But until then, guys, take care. For those of you who are still in the chat, this concludes the episode. If you guys want to see something built, feel free to drop that in the comments down below. I'm always looking forward to your guys' feedback. I will have the comments and chat pulled up the entire episode. So if you guys have any engagement, any feedback, I welcome all of it. All of it's good. None of it's bad. Unless it is bad, then I will have to either hide it, delete it, or block it. So play nice in the comments. I've had to do it before. Gladly do it again. Well, guys, you're still sticking around. I feel bad for like hanging up on you, but AOR's got to go. I got some food to make for dinner. You guys take care. Until next time. Bye-bye now.